What's up, guys? My name is Juresse, and today I'll be talking to you and showing you how to use the new MacroRecorder on Google Sheets. Prior to this, Microsoft Excel was basically the only spreadsheet that had the capability of recording macro. Now we can do the same thing with the new edition on Google Sheets, which is the MacroRecorder. And to access the MacroRecorder, you go up here on the Tool section, select Tool. Right underneath the script editor, you see the macro. That's the new feature. And if you click record, you can record a macro. And so to test it out, I'm going to use a couple of variables. Start up with A, B, C on column A. And then over here on column E, I'm going to use numbers such as 1, 2, 3, there. And so now the first macro I'm going to record is going to essentially record everything on column A and paste it to column B. And to do that, I will come in Tool section and select MacroRecord. And keep in mind, down here you get two options. You can use the use absolute reference, or you can use the use relative reference. Use absolute reference means that your macro will apply on the selected range. However, the use relative reference means that you can use your macro on any range within the spreadsheet. So I'm going to select the use absolute reference and select column A, copy, paste it on column B. Awesome. Let's finish. Save it as a there. So we first our first macro. Oh yeah, and down here you get the option to edit the script by clicking this button, and then it will take you to the script editor where you can mess around with the JavaScript if you're familiar with that. So to test our first macro, I'm going to erase these variables, and I'm going to select column A, go back to Tools, Macro, and now we can see A to B as a macro option that you can click to actually make something happen on the spreadsheet. And so if I click A to B, there, everything that was on column A got copied to column B. So our macro is working. Now let's try a different form of a macro, which is a relative reference, which means that the macro can be applied throughout the sheet regardless. It's not unique to one range. And to do so, I'm going to just select column E here and go back to Tool, Macro, Record Macro. And now instead of selecting the Use Absolute Reference, I'm going to select Use Relative Reference. Click that. And I'm going to copy everything on E and paste it 2 columns down to G. Okay, paste, copy, there. I don't know if it will work since it did not copy right away. So let's save that as A to C. Save. Great. Gonna get rid of this. Just come over here, get rid of this variable, and let's test to see if our macro is working. Tools, macro, and now we can see we have A to Z. That's a macro. Click on that. Oh, great, it's working. So like I said, this is a relative reference. So that means it can be applied to any column technically. So let me get rid of these variables. Let me try it on column A, see if it's work. If it will work on column A to Z. Great, it's working just fine. So essentially that's how you create the macro. However, for people who are more advanced, if you come over here on the script editor, click on that, you will actually get to see the codes that makes your macro function. OMG, that's a lot of codes. Okay, so these are the only two codes that you have. Let me get rid of this, all the codes. These are previous macro that I've created. So these are the two macros that we created. We created A to B macro. It's a function now in the script editor. And then we have the A to Z macro. And if you're familiar with codes, you'll be able to see that the first function, what it does is actually select the range of A and pass everything to B. You know, and if you look down here, there's no specific range. That's how you can tell it's a relative reference and not an absolute reference. Um, and for all the JavaScript savvy guys, this is a place where you can actually get more creative in terms of actually um, creating a function that we do um, more advanced stuff. So let me go back to the sheet here. So basically that's it, guys. That's how you create a macro and then run a macro on Google Sheets. And I think this is great because now we can actually say that Google Sheets has the same capabilities as Microsoft Excel. They have VBA, we have script editor, they have macro recorder, and we can say we have a macro recorder. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.